let's understand conic section. So what is a cone? A cone is a solid generated by rotating a straight line around a fixed line, making a fixed angle with the fixed point. The revolving line is called the generator. So this is the generator. These lines are called generator. The fixed vertical line is called axis. So this line is called axis of the cone. The fixed angle is called vertical angle of the cone. So this angle is called vertical angle. Same thing downwards, vertical angle. And as you can see, the fixed point, this point is the point of intersection of generator with the axis, which is called the vertex of the cone. While the generator rotates upon the axis, a closed curve is formed. This closed curve is called directrix of the cone. So in this way, we get a double napped cone. A double right circular cone consists of two cones joined at a fixed point called vertex. The line that rotates about the line is called the generator, and the line that remains fixed is called the axis. Okay, so this is the axis. A right circular cone has a circular base and the axis is perpendicular to the base. So we get a right circular cone, and the circular curve we get at the base is called directrix of the cone. The lateral surface of the right circular cone is called nap. The double right circular cone has two naps. The upper side is upper nap and the lower side is lower nap. As you know, this angle is vertical angle, and the angle made by the axis and the generator gives you a semi-vertical angle. A semi-vertical angle is also known as vertex angle. Now let's see the different types of conic sections. When the plane intersects the double napped cone, we get the intersection of portions, which is a two-dimensional curves of different types. These curves are called conic sections. In other words, conic section or simple conic is the intersection of the plane and a double napped cone. We know that the four different types of conic sections on the basis of the angle made by the plane with the axis are formed. These conic sections are formed only when the intersecting plane does not pass through the vertex of the cone. Let's see when ellipse is formed. When the angle between the plane and the axis of the cone is greater than the vertex angle, the intersection of the plane and the cone thus gives a curve known as ellipse. Here you can see in the figure, we get a curve like this from behind also. Okay, so this curve is known as ellipse. Alright, now when the plane is perpendicular to the axis of the cone, that is when theta equals to 90 degree, the contact of the plane with the cone gives a circle. Now let's see the condition of parabola. When the angle between the plane and the axis of cone is equal to the vertex angle, that is A equals to B, the intersection of the plane and the cone gives a curve known as parabola. You can see the parabola on the screen. The red curve line is parabola. Now let's see hyperbola. What is hyperbola? When the angle between the plane and the axis of the cone is less than the vertex angle, or you can say the semi-vertical angle, then the plane intersects the double napped cone at both the naps, and we get an open curve like that as shown in the screen, and this curved line is called hyperbola. In this case, the plane intersects both the nap as shown, so the hyperbola is two disjoint open curves. Now let's see degenerate conics. If the plane intersects the double right circular cone at its vertex, remember, at its vertex, then the circle and the ellipse becomes a point, the parabola becomes a line, and the hyperbola becomes two intersecting lines. The figures so obtained are called degenerate conics. So these are the degenerate conics. So in this module, you have learnt when a plane intersects a double right circular cone, two-dimensional curves called conic sections are formed. There are three types of conic sections: ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola. When the double right circular cone is cut by the plane so that the angle between the plane and the axis is greater than the vertex angle, the ellipse is obtained. When the plane is perpendicular to the axis, the ellipse changes to a circle. If a double right circular cone is cut by a plane so that the angle between the plane and the axis is equal to the vertex angle, the parabola is formed. If a double right circular cone is cut by a plane so that the angle between the plane and the axis is less than the vertex angle, the hyperbola is formed. If a plane intersects the double right circular cone at its vertex, the figures formed are called degenerate conics. So this is all about conic section.